Heidi ho there friends, Bobby here today. Hey folks, today we're going to be installing this new LED light. It's called a 16-inch LED round ceiling puff. I've never heard a light called as a puff before, but there you go. It's made by Hampton Bay, and if you want to bring the camera up top, I'm going to set this down right quick and we'll show you what we're dealing with here. As you notice, we have a big old square hole in our, let me grab this little flashlight, in our ceiling here. And it did have a recessed metal light fixture in here. I've already removed that. And we were just going to put the light right over the hole. I was going to put a box into the side of this joist. But our wiring is not really long enough, okay? Here's our wiring. We've got the power cut off already. But this is not really going to have enough wiring over here to actually make all our connections. So we're going to move this box more of a centrally located area on this opening anyway, which is what the customer wanted. I'm going to cut a new hole in here and put a box in, and then in this video I'll quickly show you how to patch a hole like this in sheetrock. So stay tuned guys, we're going to mount a light and patch a hole. Okay folks, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 4 1/8 inch diameter hole saw, and we're going to come right up here in this general area right here, and we're going to drill us a hole there, drill all the way through the sheetrock, so that we can install this new electrical box here for our wiring, okay? And this is just a flip out box. As soon as you can stick it in the hole, start tightening up the 3 screws here, and the little tabs will flip out and lock the box to the sheetrock. Okay, with our hole cut in here, and actually we got plenty of wire that we can drag down in this hole now, I'm going to go ahead and install our box. And you got little breakout tabs on here where they just kind of break and push. And if you can leave it connected, it'll actually help hold the wire in there. So I've got one of them pushed out, and I'm going to see if I can go ahead and push this wire in here, if I can. And let's see if I can get it on in there a little further. That should be enough to make our connections right there. So we'll go ahead and shove the box up into the hole, okay? And then we'll take our cordless drill here and slowly tighten these Phillips head screws up. And that's good. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to strip out the plastic or break off the little ear. Okay, that's good to go right there. We've got our new box installed, ready to mount the light. And let's go ahead real quickly and I'll show you how we patch this hole. Okay, first step in repairing a hole like this in a piece of sheetrock. Now this could be in a wall as well. You can still use this same technique, okay? We're going to take a rough measurement, 7 inches by about 7 inches, okay? So now let's go take a look at the new piece of sheetrock. Okay folks, that measurement up there was 7 inches by 7 inches, okay? But I'm going to come here on a piece of sheetrock, and notice I'm on the back side of it, making all my marks. So I'm going to go back here, I'm going to make it 10 inches by 10 inches, okay? So let me put a few more marks. I don't have my square with me today, so I'll be using this little paint guide here to make me draw me some lines on here. Let me draw that right quick. And we'll draw this one right quick. And then I'm going to cut, let's just cut all the way to here. And I'm going to cut this little piece out, okay? So to cut sheetrock, it's real easy. Whether you're cutting from the front side or the back side, just cut through the paper, just like so. Okay, and then snap it like that. And then you can take your razor blade on the other side and cut the paper. Okay, let me go ahead and cut this side here as well. And we'll snap it like so. And you take your razor knife and cut the outside of it as well. All right, now 10 inches by 10 inch piece, okay? But remember, what we want is 7 by 7 is what we have on the inside. So I'm going to measure in about 1.5 inches. But I want my 7 to 7 to actually be about 6 7/8 by 6 7/8. So I'm actually going to mark a little further. Put my glasses on so I can see. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a minute. So we're going to go like 1 inch and 9/16, okay? 1 inch and 9/16 on every corner. On all 4 sides. Okay, now with those marks made, I'm going to go around here and draw where I'm going to make my cuts all the way around. Okay, now that we have that mark like that, we're going to take our razor knife, okay, and we're going to cut all 4 of these lines. All right, and if anything, you want to stay on the inside of that line because we want this patch to be just a hair smaller than our opening, okay? Cut all the way to the corner. Okay, like so. Now, we want to bend off, break these off, but we don't want to cut them, okay? We want to peel this stuff off of here. We want to leave the paper there in place. So we can just do just like this on all 4 corners, bend, and peel. Peel the sheetrock, but leave the paper. Okay, now with our piece cut out, we're just going to test fit it, make sure it goes in all the way flush. And it looks like it does. Make sure that it will go flush all the way around. Okay, and it does. Okay, so let's pull it out and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, now we have some joint compound here, just a small container, and we got our 4-inch putty knife. Let's see if we just see how the consistency of this is. Actually, it looks like it's pretty good. All right, we're going to get some on the knife, and we're going to put it up on this edge all the way around, okay? Not so much that it falls out on your head, which I thought that it was getting ready to do that. But we're going to go all the way around this edge here. Looks like it is going to fall on my head. Stuff's a little thin. You can push it on back up there if you need to. But let's go ahead and go all the way around. Getting some up there in the hole on that broken sheetrock edge. And I'll do that, and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, now with everything on the inside there, I want to come out here on the outside for a couple inches all the way around and put a thin coat, okay? Thin coat of joint compound, a couple inches around this square. Alright guys, now with our patch, we want to take a bottle of just water in a spray bottle and dampen that paper. Just get that paper nice and damp, okay? Not too crazy. We just want it a little bit damp. Alright, now we're going to take a little bit of our joint compound and we're just going to squeeze some right on the edge all the way around, just like so. Not a whole lot, just well, you can see about how much I'm putting on there. I don't know how much that is. Just a little dab like so right there. That's all you really need to worry about. Okay guys, with some joint compound in place up top and a little bit of joint compound on our patchwork here and dampening of the paper, we're going to go ahead and shove this thing into place. Like so. And you might have to push on it just a little. There we go. Didn't have it quite where I needed it. Okay, now we're going to take just our 4-inch putty knife, and what we want to do is just go all the way around it, squeeze out any excess joint compound. Hand me my little, that little square thing right there, Nathaniel. We're going to go all the way around here. And we're going to squeeze out any excess joint compound. Take it, being careful not to push too hard on the center of this patch, or you'll actually push it too far up in your ceiling and you'll have to do more joint work when you get ready to finish this off. So I'm going to continue going around and squeezing some of this out, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay folks, our patch is in place here. We've went around it a couple times with the 4-inch knife, squeezed out any air bubbles and any excess joint compound that may have squeezed in between the joint there all the way around. And I've got my 8-inch knife here, and you can just kind of check it in a few places here and make sure it's relatively flush, okay? And this looks pretty good all the way around. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to let this set up. Next time I'm over here, we will actually re-skim this area. We'll get another coat of joint compound on there, and we'll actually probably bring it out to about right here. We'll bring the joint compound out here, and then we'll be ready to do a little sanding on it, and then throw a little bit of sealing paint on it. But anyway, we've got the hole covered, and that's how you would take care of a large hole in sheetrock. Okay guys, trying to unbox this new light fixture here. And it looks like I'm going to need a razor knife here to cut this tape. And we're going to see what it takes to get this thing mounted. I'm going to pull this on out. And looks like there's some wiring hardware here. Let's go ahead and cut that out there. We'll probably need that here in a little bit. Alright, cardboard is out of the way. And this is our light fixture, okay? Looks like it wires up pretty easily. Okay, cool. Alright guys, I think this thing, what I'm doing is taking my fingertips and holding the body of the light down here, and I'm going to take my thumbs and kind of twist. I think that, yep, there it goes. It just untwists right off there. You can see it's just got like a little twist thing right there. So I'm going to lay this up out of the way. We'll put it up here on our top shelf. And this looks pretty easy, guys. Wow. I guess those LEDs, they sure do put off a lot of light. What was this one here recommended at? 2,000 lums?
No, 1,600.
1,600 lums, which I think is definitely going to be quite a bit for this room. This looks pretty simple, guys. It looks like you just screw right into our box, that new blue box that we put up there. And we're going to simply wire our wires up here. The black will go to black, the white will go to white, and the ground, this green wire, will go to our ground wire. So let's get up there and get this thing going. Okay guys, up here at the electrical box, I've already installed one screw that come in the kit. I'm going to install the other one and I'll run it down about a 1/2 inch or so, leaving about that much sticking out. So we can, because I'll show you here in just a moment that our fixture is actually slotted, where you can get it over the heads of the screws and then twist it to tighten it on down. So let's just go and run these in a little bit, and then we'll be ready to mount this light. Guys, right here where my index and pinky is, you see the two slots, and the heads of those actually go right through those holes, and then you just twist the fixture just a little bit, and you're ready to tighten that down. Okay guys, time to mount this light in place. It's pretty simple. We're going to start with our green wire here, which is our ground wire, and we're going to let it just kind of hang by that. And we're going to come up here and twist these two wires together in a clockwise motion, okay? And the reason that you go clockwise is because when you screw the wire nut on clockwise, it will keep the wires from unwinding, okay? Because they'll tend to want to go in that same direction. So there's our ground wire. It's installed. Now let's go ahead and grab our black wire. Black wire goes to black, and white wire goes to white. So I'm going to go ahead and make these two connections, and then we'll be ready to go ahead and put this thing in place. Okay, with all three connections made, I'm going to go ahead and tuck these up into the box. Black wire first. We'll tuck our white wire, and then our ground wire. Doesn't really matter what order you go in, as long as you get them tucked up in your box good. And now we are going to go ahead and feed the rest of it up into the box. If we can, to the point where we can get these screw heads through here again, and then we're going to twist, okay, just like so. And then we're going to tighten these down. So let me grab my screwdriver and we'll tighten this down. Okay folks, that's all tightened down and secure, and we're ready to put our little dome on here. So we're going to stick it up here. There's a little arrow pointing right there, pointing you to one little tab on there. So let's see if we can stick it on here and turn clockwise. And it is secured in place. Nathaniel, go turn our light on so we can see what it looks like. All right. Wow, awesome. Okay folks, this pretty much wraps up our video on how to install the Hampton Bay, I can't even remember what the name of the light was, but it's a 16-inch diameter LED light. Oh, here's the box. Camera person's handed it to me. It is the LED round ceiling puff. Okay, I still don't know what puff means, but
it looks puffy.
Okay, maybe because it looks puffy. And we've done a sheetrock repair here. Now guys, this is close to our light, so when we go back to skim this for the second time after it sits up for about 24 hours, we'll probably just unscrew our little dome here to move it out of the way, and we'll put our putty in, and then when we do our final sanding, we will as well. And we'll get this looking good, ready for some sealing paint at a later date. Alright guys, this pretty much wraps up our video here today. I want to thank y'all for stopping by and checking it out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out some of the links down below to some of the cool products. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.